what's up, y'all? It's Lee,
I'm Jordan.
and this is the Mind Your Business podcast. Join us weekly to learn how to mind your business.
Or at the very least, be able to tell people how to mind theirs, honey.
Drop the beat.
Boom.
Mind it, hope.
Strange fruit. Pain.
That's sure how she sounded on the
From.
on the commercial.
Yeah.
I was like, she sound like that for real?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was an accurate portrayal.
Oh, I'm concerned. I've never listened to a Billie Holiday song.
You know what? I was thinking, man, am I slipping? Like, do I lose my
I don't.
Because I was like, I ain't know none of this. Like, none of this.
Now, I did know that she had something with the U.S. government. I just didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm. Like food stamps.
Welcome back to, to the Mind Your Business podcast.
And we're also on YouTube. So let me kind of like give you specifics on that. So we've got a lot of feedback, or at least some feedback saying that we should.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Saying, but is it on YouTube? And so we finally decided to try and put something on YouTube. We are working on it. So that's why it's kind of like a twofer. You're going to see us kind of talking to the mic, but also trying to make sure we look at the video. And so that's what's going on. So it is still the Mind Your Business podcast, but the podcast will also be available on YouTube.
Yeah, I think some people just like to see you.
Apparently so. So here we are. And this is episode 8.
Is it?
Can you believe that? Like, we all dedicated in everything.
8?
We professionals.
Yeah.
We
I
professionals.
don't know why I thought it was like 6.
No. Because I had to upload the one from last week, and I entered in the wrong number. I'm like, my bad. I didn't know.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Look at us.
Famous and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. But, like on a serious note, I'm just so grateful. Like, I have not heard much negative feedback. And, I ain't trying to jinx nothing or whatever, but I'm grateful that people are enjoying it. My mom is listening now.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, hey, Mom. And so, some of the stuff, we'll see how she deals, because she don't know nothing about anybody we're talking about. But I guess I don't technically either. I'll be messing up these names.
Baby.
So, but yeah, I'm like really grateful that, people are listening and enjoying it, and hopefully it continues to grow.
Yeah.
That part, huh?
Yeah.
So, how should we give us the rundown?
So,
that was me.
My week has been fun. I had a good week. Specifically the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The actual week, I didn't have much going on. I was dealing with some conflict between me and somebody that I'm close with. And I think that kind of had me in a mood a little bit. But I just I can't make nobody resolve their issues.
Yeah.
Especially when you didn't do anything and they have something going with them. But that was my friend. And that person's close to my heart. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of feeling
Is it like the sadness, I guess? Or is it just kind of like an overall low energy thing?
No, because my energy level didn't change at
Okay.
all. It was just kind of like this person, I talk to them every day. I see them at work all the time, and then all of a sudden, like, there's this issue. But if you're not going to tell me what the issue is, and I can't talk to you about it, I'm not going to give it that much energy.
So how do you, because I am not good, I'm just not good at maintaining my frequency when other people are in my vicinity, they're feeling sad or angry or upset. Like, I just have this natural thing where I'm like, I feel what you feel, And although I know I don't need to try to fix you or fix your problem or go be a listening ear, I just go and I just do it, and then I'll be like, see, this was
Well,
not what I was supposed to do.
I mean, I'm kind of sensitive and I'm very caring. So
Hmm.
naturally, I want everybody around me to be good. I don't do drama. I don't do beef. Like I don't
Yeah.
beef. You gonna be by yourself. Um, but when it comes to someone else, I've put myself out there enough in life and seen how people can react when you try to reach out to them
Hmm.
that I'm comfortable with just being like, well, once I approach you once about it and you kind of blow me off or you tell me that it's nothing, I leave it there.
Hmm.
And don't get me wrong. I be wanting to go back and be like, you sure?
Yeah.
Like just talk to me. But if I go back after you've already shown me once that there is an issue and you not, you don't want to be bothered, you don't want to talk.
Or nothing's changing the way that they feel. And so, yeah.
Yeah, so then if I go back and you hurt my feelings, I really can't be mad at no. I mean, I can be mad at you, but I really need to check me because I knew it was treacherous when I went out there.
Yeah.
For the second time. So that's been kind of heavy on my heart. But other than that, like, I had a good weekend.
Ooh, tell us about your weekend.
So we went.
Yeah, we did.
We was out there.
Uh-huh.
We went to go see Big Frida.
Big Frida. You already know.
I was waiting for you to do that.
Okay.
So we went to go see Big Frida in Dallas. And
okay. Go ahead.
It was
We brought the good vibes.
Yeah, because the good vibes were not already
there.
Yeah. So it was a group of us, and we had a section, and I mean, it probably looked like I was just zoned out, but I was having a good time. Like I was having a really good time. Of course, Big Frida didn't come out till 2:35, and we just happened to still be there.
Yeah.
After the event was over, and it was the after party.
Mm-hmm.
But like we had a good time. Like it wasn't no bull. Nobody was in there fighting. No mess like that. It just was not as packed as I thought it was going to be. And I know that they probably have a capacity limit and stuff, but it got packed at the after party.
Right.
So I'm like, did we miss a memo?
I think we did. I think we initially bought tickets for the event that was happening from 10 to 2, and then I think since tickets weren't as good or not sold as well as they had been hoping to, they changed it to an after hour spot. Because when I got home that night, that's when I started seeing just in the updated after hours. So I was like, oh, okay.
And y'all, we were there late. Like we were there till like 3 something.
Yeah.
So
and people were just coming in.
Yeah, because when we left, we were like literally going through a crowd. So yeah, we did that Friday, Saturday night. We were at the Airbnb and like just playing games, vibing, chilling, and it was just fun. Like it felt good to have fun. I'm not gonna say I haven't had fun since COVID started because that would be me being extra. But like definitely haven't just been out like that. Yeah. Not in like a club type of scenery. So it felt good to like get dressed up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in the pictures. Yes. Well, okay, pictures for me.
The pictures for him, because
she took some beautiful pictures, y'all. I mean, if she allows me to, I will upload 1 or 2. She took some beautiful pictures. She looked amazing. So I don't understand like the whole.
I didn't even say anything.
I mean, but that's where you were going with this. That's where we were going. I'm telling you.
But I mean, like everybody that we were with was really nice. Like it just felt good to get dressed up and be amongst people I don't know. Mm-hmm. And listen to music and just have a good time and drink. Like it just felt so good. I really missed it. And I'm not even a clubber like that. Mm-hmm. But I do enjoy going when I want to go. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. And then Sunday was just kind of like a chill day. I don't even think I left the house Sunday. I don't know though. I don't remember. And it was just yesterday.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah. So that was basically my week in a nutshell. Nothing, out the way, super exciting. There wasn't no shit like that.
One.
One. It wasn't nothing like that. So yeah. How was your weekend?
My week.
My bad. How was your weekend?
My week was decent. Like, I don't really remember anything that would have made me feel off or anything like that. So yeah, that was my week. I was really just trying to make sure I was ready for Thursday, like energetically ready for Thursday.
What was Thursday?
Because Thursday was the day that I was gonna come home, pack, prepare to go to the Airbnb the next day. Like, and so I knew that my friends were coming in, and so I was like, okay, get your headspace together, get ready. Because generally speaking, on the weekends I don't do anything. I like to just do nothing.
Same.
And so I was just like, this is gonna be a big energy giving weekend. It's gonna be me making sure everybody okay, straightening up the Airbnb. Like I get anxious, and so I just do a lot. I kind of do like this host thing when I don't have to do it. I'm working on it, sort of. And so, yeah, Friday came, and I wasn't ready until like 3 or 4, but that was cool. It was a real in the flow weekend, which is something that I just really loved. I was even nervous about introducing so many different people into the same space, because I've had incidents where you bring friends together and they be like, I don't like her. And I'd be like, oh, man.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, you mix friends and then there's tension or conflict.
Right. And so I was really meticulous about who I said, okay, yeah, you can come, you can chill, versus the people who were like, where y'all at? And I'm like, maybe next time. Let us get on the right foot right now, because I just really wanted an in the flow, calm, cool, collected event. And so I really needed that for my mental space. Like, these past 2 weeks have been rough.
Yeah.
I've had arguments with family members. I've had physical injuries. Like, I've been driving through snow. I've had job changes and salary changes that were unexpected. And so I really needed this to be kind of like a woosah moment with good people that I love, where I'm not worried about what's going on at home or what the next week brings. So that was like my biggest takeaway from this week, is that there's a lot of different types of rest, but one that I think we all enjoy for the most part, there are some outliers as always, is that being around someone that you belong to, your tribe, someone that you love, is a great emotional support. It does offer so many benefits. And that's what I had been missing. And even, we do our Wednesday things, but Wednesday is an hour, and then we got to hurry up and get on to the next thing, the next task, the next day. But to have kind of like an extended time where I get to see Lee 2 days, and it was just like, okay, this isn't bad. This is nice. And I've never clubbed where I had a section. I've just always, I've always just thought they were just inappropriately expensive.
They are.
And like, I never understood like the prices of bottles being so much, when, I can go to the store and buy them for like $20 or $30. Like, I just, it's never been my thing. But I will say, after this weekend, if I do club, which, I will, but it ain't like, next weekend or so. I mean, yeah, true. Because if she did say, Jordan, let's do this, I'd be like, okay, let's go. Because I am a crunky. I get crunk. Yeah, I be like, yeah. I be hollering, screaming. I be dropping it. I be twirling it. I hit splits, dips, flips.
Friend hit the splits.
Oh yeah.
In leather.
Yeah. I does it. Okay. I love to dance, but if I want a section, like I want to have a place to put my stuff. I want to be able to sit down. I want service, which the service was.
The service was a little questionable, but
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And like I want a place where I could just be like, okay, I'm done for now because I'm sweating. It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, especially like as a girl, like I hate heels personally. I'm not a heel person. I'm just not. So like when you're out, like when you want to sit down,
Yeah.
it's nice being able to sit down and you don't have to worry about like, oh, somebody's gonna take my seat if I get up and dance at this time. No,
True.
this is my seat.
True.
So it gives you a little bit of a controlled environment
Mm-hmm.
too, because people just aren't coming in your section, stepping on your shoes and shit,
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah.
So it gives you some control over your environment. Like if I want to get away from everybody and just kind of chill, look at my phone, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So sections are definitely necessary.
Yeah, they are. And especially in my 30s, I was just like, I just don't know if I got what it takes to be standing the whole time, dancing the whole time, holding my drink the whole time,
right?
Figuring out where to put my jacket the whole time. Like, I'm just kind of like, nah. But the way that we did it, I was like, I'm excited to do it again.
Yes. It was definitely fun.
I could see. And so, like, I'm like, okay, there's some brunches, but y'all,
I don't know
why do brunches cost so much?
Y'all, because that was our original plan for Saturday.
Because I love to eat and drink and
that
listen to
part,
good music. Like, all
in
those
things
together in the daytime. Like, that's really what I wanted. But I was just like, I can't afford to do brunch in Dallas with y'all.
And that's my thing, like, because I'm all about Black-owned businesses and supporting and having our own space and Black luxury. With that being said, if I'm gonna pay $400 for a section to eat brunch,
and that's not even including the
Waffle
bottle.
House,
they like, and then you gotta buy a bottle for at least $125, and I'm just like,
I don't even want to drink that at brunch. I want to drink mimosas.
Bottomless.
Yeah, I'm not trying to drink Hennessy. I mean, maybe y'all are, but I'm not. I don't like Hennessy. But yeah, like, and then when I get there, you're gonna offer me very lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want chandeliers and, you know,
VIP seat,
big spoons and little spoons.
Oh.
You know, I want the whole nine. If I'm paying for luxury, I want true luxury.
Right.
That's my issue. I don't mind paying. I mind paying, and then I get there and we sit on fold-out chairs.
Mm.
That's the issue to me.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? Yeah. So we were trying to brunch, and I like daytime stuff. I think the older that you get, you realize like a nice little day party, little brunch is where it's at. Yes. But honey, not for $400. $400, I can book a trip.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
And so we're gonna keep looking because I definitely want to do a Saturday or Sunday brunch with my Wednesday crew. Yes. Like, I feel like that's gonna be a whole nother good vibe type of thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna start looking ahead of time and just like try to plan it out more. Maybe that will make a difference.
Right.
Maybe there's an early bird special somewhere or something because I need it, or the coupon because I need it. And,
no, really,
and then we can go from there because I gotta live at the brunch. I gotta buy other food. After
I gotta buy dinner. What you mean? I have to get dinner.
By 8 o'clock, I'm like, okay,
and depending on what y'all serve for brunch, I might need a snack on the way home.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that was my thing. I was just kind of like, the good vibes, man. I like it. I like being social. And so, like, thinking back on it, even that Sunday, I was just like, need more of it.
Yeah.
Need more of it.
And
maybe that's the missing piece, is that on my weekends, I do still take the time to do my solitary confinement thing, but also carve a few hours out to do a Saturday brunch or a Sunday walk around the mall with friends or whatever the case may be. Just finding that balance will be helpful.
And I think at this point in life, I'm 30. I'll be 31 in July. And it's really just trying to achieve that balance. And that's something that I see a lot of like my Facebook friends, especially my Facebook friends that are parents, talk about like, I want balance. Like, I want to be able to go out with my friends, but I want to be a good mom, but I also want to be a good partner or spouse or whatever. But I don't want to feel like I'm having to pull from here and then I'm still in time for my kids, but then I want to go be with my friends, but then I don't want to feel like a little thotty because I'm married or whatever. And so I think finding that balance and finding you a good place, like maybe brunch is your thing, maybe the club ain't, but brunch is your thing. Make you some time to do that.
Our day parties.
Or a good day party. Twerk your ass while the sun out.
Mm-hmm.
To
Which is something I'm interested in.
I very much so, because I need to go home and go to sleep after this.
So
and a decent hour.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely just find the space that you need to live your best life, to enjoy yourself, enjoy your time. Don't just devote all your time to our duties.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with COVID, we've gotten used to that. Like,
because
I'm always do nothing no way.
Right.
I can't do nothing no way. So I might as well like just stay in the house. I think we've kind of gotten used to just staying in the house. So when you think about like going out and doing something, you're like,
no.
But baby, if I got to go to work and look at my work coworkers and stuff, I'm gonna go out.
Mm-hmm. And take whatever precautions that you can.
Because I was sure gonna say the same COVID that's in there, the same COVID that's outside. But that wasn't good advice, so I just didn't say it. But I already said it now. So yeah, that was our week.
Yeah. Let me see. Brandy notebook.
The Brandy notebook.
Yes, I can't. I ain't had it last week, and then I lost it. I didn't know. I
remember you said you didn't know where it was.
And then it was up in that cabinet. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good to know.
Okay.
Okay, so this week, in Who's Minding Their Business, I searched and I scoured the world, and I came across this lady, Andra Day. Did I get the name right? I got the name right. Andra Day. Andra Day.
Oh, from Danity Kane.
No.
Who is
girl? It's the girl who plays Billie Holiday in versus the United States in the Hulu movie.
Ah.
She won an Oscar.
Who's
no, she won a Golden Globe.
Aubrey O'Day.
Aubrey O'Day.
Okay.
It wasn't me this time, y'all. It wasn't me. Okay, and so she is the second African American woman to win one. The first one was Whoopi. And so I'm just like, girl, you did your thing, because I watched it. And, I started watching it in the morning, which I'm one of those people who got to start my morning off on a really positive note.
Mm-hmm.
And so seeing all the trauma that Billie Holiday had to endure, the issues with her mother, the drug use, it was triggering for me. So I had to stop, because if I would have kept watching, I would have never made it to the Airbnb on Friday, because I was sad.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It was, I would consider secondary trauma. Like, I was just like, man, the things that us Black people have to endure to then face the world and then be criminalized for having mental health issues or substance abuse issues. It's disheartening.
It's a vicious cycle.
And I just couldn't help but compare like what she was experiencing then to what we still experience now. Like, we're criminalized simply because of the color of our skin. And so when you compound all the additional things on top of that, like, good God, how did we make it? How do we make it every day?
Yeah.
Like, good Lord, y'all don't give us an inch. And so, yeah, lot to say, but the point not to.
Yeah, it's very heavy, because then you start reflecting on things and you just feel like, oh, it's so much.
And so she did her thing. I enjoyed it. I encourage you to watch it. Just kind of make sure you're in the headspace.
What's it on?
On Hulu.
Okay.
Make sure you're kind of in the headspace. It's not anything new. It's not anything new that we just was like, oh, we didn't know that the government would do this or stoop to this level or go so low. We as African Americans know that this is how the government works. But seeing the list that they did to persecute her over a song, y'all.
That's all it took?
A song. But I guess when you think about it, I could be outside selling a single cigarette and you persecute me for that.
Playing with a toy gun.
You persecute me, you put your knee on my neck for that. And so it's just, not to get all deep, but it was disheartening. But she did a good job.
Well, that's good.
Kudos to her. Jamie Foxx also won for his role in Soul. Did you watch it? The animated movie? Oh my God, it's so good. TV. Well, it's a movie. But
Yeah,
this was
I don't turn the TV.
But this was a Black animated film about the deepness about where we come from, and so I enjoyed it. I talked a little bit about it in some of the previous episodes, but he won, and so that was good. And then Chadwick Boseman won.
He did
for his movie that
Ma Rainey.
Yeah, which I have not seen, but
I haven't either.
It's on the list somewhere. And so I was.
And what's his name? I think it's Kaluuya.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name. I ain't gonna mess it up.
I'm confused. He won Best Supporting Actor for Judas in the Black Messiah. Judas in the Black Messiah. I thought he was the main role, but not my business. Yeah. But yeah, he won that. So.
Yeah. So that's good stuff. And so I was just like, you know what, they deserve that. Who's running their business for you? It was funny, it was funny to see you finally address the person who said you are not prepared.
In the middle of the club.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, oh, she said she was coming for you. And she did.
Sigh. You know, I think this is what makes me me. But I did see something today on Instagram that made my heart smile, and I know I'm not supposed to say this person, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Ooh, what's her name? Kylie Jenner was. But
how do we end up coming here every time? Like. All of these beautiful Black peoples out here.
But hold on, you didn't let me finish. Okay. So she posted a video of her doing Stormi's hair. Is that her baby name?
Yeah.
Stormi, yeah. Now, when she got through, Stormi just had a bunch of plaits all over her head. And I was like, well. But I applaud her for at least trying to learn how to do her daughter's hair. I mean, clearly her daughter is half Black with curly hair. Two things that Kylie Jenner is not.
That was kind of round face.
Who got a round face? Stormi?
Kylie. Have you seen her without makeup versus her with makeup? I'd be confused.
I saw her before surgery.
Oh. Yeah, I can't even recall that. Bruh, but that contour and that stuff works.
Yeah, dude.
She be looking completely different. But anyway, so keep going.
But, yeah. And I was just really proud of her because I feel like that's something that a lot of times, like when you have people who have mixed race children, they try to ignore the mixed race person. Now, I ain't talking about nothing else in their personal life because I don't know. But I know one thing for me is hair. Like you have to take care of your baby's hair.
Yeah.
Your baby does not have the same hair as you. And for her to actually at least put some initiative. Now, the plaits didn't look bad, but I just thought she was, like, the way she was moving around her head and had the camera set up.
You was expecting something great, honey.
I thought she was going to have her nice little braided, half up, half down.
Okay.
And then they showed the picture, and I was like, oh, she looked like her daddy.
I respect that.
She got her daddy plaits. But it was neat, and her hair was combed, her hair was taken care of. Okay. And for some reason, that just made me happy.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe
when you see kids being taken care of, it makes you happy.
Well, and then, because I feel like a lot, at least what I've seen is a lot of times when you have a mixed race child, that parent tries to the minority part of them. Like I don't have to care for you a certain way because you're not Black, you're half. And it's like, well,
no, baby, put some lotion on that face.
No, you got the lotion, this baby. If you got the cocoa butter,
preferably
the cocoa butter.
Yes.
Yeah, cocoa butter this baby down. You have to take care of their hair. You have to maintain their hair. It is a daily thing. Depending on your hair type, maybe you can just wake up and go. But a lot of times there's curly hair mixed in there. You have to take care of that hair. And I think as you learn about how to take care of your baby, you also learn about the people as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like with all that money shit, you really don't have no excuse for your baby to walk around and look like she look anyway.
Yeah.
Not saying she looks bad, but I'm saying like your baby hair should always be combed. You can pay somebody, you can pay me. Hell, I can't even comb hair. But yeah.
So that's your person.
That's my person also because I did not have a person.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed my week so much.
Boom.
So yeah. I'm never gonna make her my person again, y'all.
But I think we actually cut the episode. We did. I don't think we released the episode where we talked about Kylie putting her heel to her sister's neck.
Because that's when the mic cut off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I never actually said it. So
yeah.
that's
So
the
this is your
last time
first
I
time.
said it. I usually try to pick, somebody else, but
Okay.
I wasn't prepared.
So speaking of taking care of kids, Bad Baddie. I wrote it down.
Bad Baby.
Oh, okay.
Bad Baddie.
Okay. Bad Baby.
Ooh, we know we be butchering these people.
She spoke out about the facility that she was sent to during the time that she was on the Dr. Phil show.
Catch Me Outside.
Catch Me Outside. You don't know. She's actually one of my favorites, even though I don't know much about her. I feel like that's some audacity. Right? No? Okay, anyway.
Okay, so I got 2 more times I can bring up Kylie Jenner. All right.
What?
So what she is saying for you?
Okay. So she said that the facility that she was sent to should be shut down because of the way that the facility was run, how they're doing the kids, how they're not encouraging the kids to speak out, and a lot of things are being wrong. They're not feeding them correctly. They're not allowing them to talk to their parents on according to guidelines and rules and regulations. And I agree. Mm-hmm. And I don't know anything specifically about the facility that she's talking about, but in the facilities that I have seen, they can get pretty bad.
Yeah, they can.
They can get pretty bad. And just, you to be abused at home is one thing, but to go to a completely different place away from everything that you know, to think that you're going to be safer, and people, you're dealing with professionals who are going to hear you out and be an advocate for you, and then you end up facing the same treatment, just re-traumatizes you and makes the entire thing worse. And
especially when you're sent there against your will, because, children really don't have a say-so when they're sent to treatment facilities or whatever. They don't have a say-so because you are a minor. Mm-hmm. Your parents or guardian or whoever signed the thing,
that's it.
It's done.
That's it.
So, what I've seen was that there was a young lady who was there who says that she was punished after saying something about sexual abuse allegations. Mm-hmm. And I will say that a lot of times these facilities are horribly regulated. Mm-hmm. I mean, horribly. Like, the state isn't up and through there like they should be. Right. I mean, it's kind of the same concerns that we have about sending our parents or older loved ones to a nursing home. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same thing. Like, are they taken care of? Are you actually feeding them? Who's there to check?
Who's watching them?
Yeah, who's watching them?
Are there cameras? Half of the time, there are no cameras. They don't work.
They got them, but they don't work.
How long you holding these babies in restraints? Why are you putting them in a restraint?
Is a nurse checking the restraints? Anytime you put somebody in a restraint, a nurse or a doctor is supposed to come through and check the restraints to make sure that they're not too tight. There is damage that can be done there. Are the meals meeting your basic caloric needs?
Is a therapist on hand? How often are they having group therapy, individual therapy? And is there someone there to hear the outcry of sexual abuse and allegations?
Somebody who is not affiliated with the agency. You need a neutral third party. So, she made a valid point in her video. She was like, the only people who truly know what's going on are the people that's there. So if I don't have any proof of this allegation, why would I want to make it? Which goes back to when we were talking about victims. Like, a lot of times you're silenced because I don't have proof that this happened, but it happened and I experienced it. And a lot of people keep their struggle or their trauma to themselves because who's going to believe me? And then I think when you take somebody like her, I don't think personally she's the most liked person. Mm-hmm. And I can understand.
Because she be catching everybody outside.
Okay. And is she problematic? Yes. But does that mean that she deserves to be malnourished or badly treated at a treatment facility? No. And I think that's also a thing that happens a lot of times because people don't like the person. Mm-hmm. They don't care about what they're saying, like the trauma or the allegation or your rights as a human being. And
like being incarcerated.
Right. the population that we work with every day. I know at work we see a lot of things like people say like, oh, like I didn't eat my lunch because I was at the doctor's office today, and sometimes they just be like, and I'm like, I get it. Some of those charges, some charges I'd be like, ooh, I don't like that charge, like but we have a job to do, and these people are still human. They still have human rights, right?
They barely get anything else. Like I hear a lot of people be like, it's like being in jail. And when I look at what they're talking about or the situations or circumstances, I was like, no, that's nowhere close to jail.
I swear to God.
That's nowhere close to jail. You'd be like, oh, that shower looked like a jail shower. I'd be like, no, nowhere close. Nowhere close. Nowhere close. Because I've seen it. Nowhere close.
Yeah, up close and personal.
And so, I wanted to, definitely bring that up and speak on that because she's going to shine a light on it. And it needs to be kind of at least researched. Somebody need to at least walk the halls. I mean, and if she lying, she lying. Right. But if she not, just think about how many lives you can save for change.
Imagine if your loved one had to go to a facility and, I know it was like, I can't remember what it was called, but it was something for troubled youth, I think. Mm-hmm. So, of course, everybody that's at that facility is troubled in some way, shape, or form. And I think that also makes it easier to mistreat people because you label them as their troubles. Just like we see at work, people get labeled by their crimes. And I get it. Some stuff I'd be like, how could you ever? But that's not my job. That's not my job to figure that out. My job is to be a therapist and make sure that you have the best mental health care that you can get. That is my job. If, your job is to make sure that people's dietary needs are met, that is your job. You don't get to interject what you think about somebody in the treatment of another human.
And if you can't do that, just step out.
You need to go work at Piccadilly.
Ooh, I used to love Piccadilly.
Okay. Ooh, you want to drive to Shreveport so we can go?
I would love it.
Okay, put that on the agenda.
Okay. But okay, so what else going on? Let's see.
Y'all say this almost gone? Oh.
Brandy Notebook, let's see. Oh, so New York Senator Andrew Cuomo?
I don't know what he does.
Denies sexual misconduct. He said the things that he said was misinterpreted. And so I was hoping that you would school me and the world on gaslighting. Is this gaslight? Like, I mean, because well, so he's been accused by 2 of his aides for sexual misconduct. And so he came out with an official statement saying that he does apologize that his statements were taken out of context and taken to be flirtatious because he didn't mean that. And so I'm like, I'm not sure if it's gaslighting, but could it be a form of it?
Because I guess because I'm not really sure what happened, it's hard for me to say, oh, he's the governor.
Yeah,
I don't know what he did. So he got accused of sexual misconduct. And then he did what now?
And then he went to the court. He's trying to get an independent lawyer to be on both individual cases. And then he released an official apology saying, I'm sorry if my words were taken wrong. I wasn't trying to flirt. They were misinterpreted. And I feel like he's lying.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, Mr. Como guy.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
But I just feel like if I understand there can be different truths. And so I feel like his apology is in a way trying to make it feel like, oh, I was wrong. I must have been thinking something crazy, or it was me and my coffee that day, or, it was just my bad. It was my mistake. You didn't mean it like that when you probably meant it like that. And this is what happened. And so break it down because I don't know.
Well, first off, I think it's important to maybe know what was said. Because to be fair, and I'm all about being fair, and I try to ride the middle, I have seen women file sexual harassment because somebody told them that their hair looked pretty. Okay. So I would need to see what was said. That's a good point. Because some things are, without a shadow of a doubt, like, you just don't say that to people, without it being sexual. Like, if you tell me I want to have sex with you, I'm not going to take it no other way. Right. But there are things that I've seen be considered sexual harassment, and I'm like, oh, like that's sexual harassment. But I just be like, well, because who am I to tell somebody that they didn't or did feel sexually harassed?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all have our opinions there. And then as for the apology, I mean, what would we expect him to say? Now that doesn't mean
I guess I'm expecting. I guess not even. I'm not even expecting because I know you're not gonna do it. But I'm looking for something honorable. Which I mean, I guess. I mean, if you feel like you didn't do it, you didn't do it. But I just feel like there's so many people who just hide behind the easiest way to be like, yeah, you was misinterpreted.
Which
what you thought you saw is not what you saw. You're wrong. You're lying.
So let me give y'all the official, because gaslighting is actually something that is like a huge, huge pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of those things that will literally make me resort to violence.
Because what made us think about gaslighting, and we said we were going to talk about it today, was it the, do I want to say?
Well, because so
bring it up.
Remember when we was at work and I was like, well, I feel like this is gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Because I think we were talking about a young lady who had an unfortunate circumstance happen, but then turn around and blame everyone else for their reaction.
Yes, that's what we were talking about. So,
I mean, we need to talk about it anyway because it did happen this week. That is the business industry.
That is the business industry. So let me tell y'all, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person or a group covertly sows seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or group, making them question their own memory, perception, or judgment. That was a lot. I didn't think the definition was going to be that long.
I liked it.
But it is what it is. So to simplify it, it's as if I tell Jordan, your sweater is ugly. Jordan gets upset and addresses me about it. And I tell him, you're just being sensitive. Like, I was just kidding. Like, we say ugly ass all the time. Mm-hmm. And so now Jordan is sitting there like, well, was I tripping? Or maybe I misheard her because she said that's not how she said it. Am I tripping? But me knowing that I was wrong, but I'm going to manipulate that person into feeling like they were wrong. And a lot of times,
that's why I feel like he's doing it. But I mean, I've associated you with him before. He's been tried, and so I apologize for that. That's just my own personal baggage. I will work on it.
Well, and I feel like, this button ain't on the. I'm gonna just let it go.
What?
It's on the circle.
So does that mean it's hearing everything?
It probably sounds. There's probably gonna be a lot of ambient noise. But I mean, luckily there hasn't been much.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find it.
Click it. Change the button.
Is it gonna stop then?
Okay.
That's what we normally have it on. Y'all, so if this sounds totally different all of a sudden, I changed the mic settings.
I'll try to edit it, but most likely.
It'll probably be okay. Mm-hmm. So gaslighting is something that we see a lot of in work relationships, abusive relationships. Mm-hmm. For me, I never really knew what gaslighting was. I'm not gonna lie to you. To like recent years,
because it's a fairly new term. Like they didn't teach us about gaslighting.
I never heard it in school.
Right.
Honestly, I never heard it in school. I ended up dating somebody, and it was a emotionally and verbally abusive relationship. And
sorry.
It's okay. My brother ended up overhearing an argument one day. And the argument was so.
Shout out to brother.
Shout out to Aaron.
We love you.
So he ended up hearing it, and he was the one that used the term.
Okay.
And I was like, at this point, I had heard of it. I never gave it much thought. Mm-hmm. And it's something that a lot of, to me, it's like the main manipulative tactic you can do to somebody because it literally makes them question their own sanity. Mm-hmm. And I think that is one of the cruelest things that you can do to somebody is to make them question their memory and their perception. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
And so I think too, a lot of people gaslight and don't know that they're gaslighting. Mm-hmm. I posted a thing on Facebook yesterday, and it was like saying something like, "Oh, the most lonely thing in the world is to not be able to share your trauma and tell people the things that are burdening you, and I guess like being able to tell people exactly what happened to you in a trauma. Like, I want to tell you every single detail of my sexual assault. It's such a lonely place to be, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's gaslighting. You're making the people around you feel bad because they are protecting themselves from your trauma. It's not their job to take on your trauma. That doesn't mean that they don't want to know or that they don't care, that they're not supportive, but everybody is working through their own traumas. If you're telling me everything about your sexual assault, how do you know that that's not making me relive a sexual assault?
Right.
Or an adult trauma, an abusive relationship, whatever. That's why they make therapists. That's who you can go tell every single detail, because you do need to get that out. You do need to get that out. But you need to get it out to a trained clinician who is prepared to take that on and help you put the pieces together.
Agreed.
But you can't make everybody in your life feel bad because they don't want to hear every detail of your husband beating on you, or every detail of your childhood abuse when they're working through their own traumas.
And that's even being nice, because half of the time we don't have the tools to work on our trauma. We don't know, so it's just there. It's in the background in the suitcase. It's buried. Look, it's buried under the ground. If somebody step on it, we blow up. We go cry in the car, and then we keep on going. Like, we don't really have the tools to address trauma on our own. And so, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And so, like, people do that and feel that way, and they're not intending on it. Now, maybe some people are, but a lot of times, like, people are just looking for an outlet, and they don't know that they could be harming someone or gaslighting. But usually, gaslighting is very intentional. They're very good at it, and they know what they're doing. These people usually can keep up with details very, very, very well. They're normally narcissistic.
Yeah.
You normally have a narcissist. So, I mean, literally, when I was in my relationship with my ex, she would say something like, the sky is green. And I'd be like, girl, no, it's not. And she'd be like, no, it's not what? And I'd be like, the sky ain't green. She's like, I never said that. And with me having lupus and brain...
You see how I'm looking?
Yeah. And so with me having lupus and brain fog, my lupus was really active at the time. So, like, sometimes I would literally question, like, am I tripping? And it would scare me because I'm like, am I having like some other type shit going on right now? And she would use that against me. And I was like, and she knew what she was doing. She thought it was funny. And then when I would address her, I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why are you doing this? And she'd be like, doing what? That let me know.
And then it continues to go. Like, I'm like, you ain't even gonna answer the question.
Because I'm really gonna box your ass. So before it goes there, let me remove myself. But that's how mad it'll make you. So gaslighting is a very big thing. And if you notice that you have somebody around you that's doing it, you probably need to put some separation there. Because you really can't trust any interaction that you have with that person.
That was going to be my next question. Is like, what would it take for me to set boundaries with someone who can manipulate the boundary?
Right.
So, yeah, good point.
Yeah. Anytime somebody plays with your boundaries, you definitely need to put space. And I understand, like, you can't always remove yourself completely from a person. Because it may be your child. It may be your boss. It may be a coworker. And you're not trying to leave your job or something like that, you know, but you definitely have to put that space, limited interaction, limited conversation, very concrete interactions. Because gaslight, that is just horrible. It really is. It really, like, it flusters me, even just thinking about it. So, as for Andrew, I don't know.
Yeah, you get your court hearing, you get your court date, and, you know, they could determine their truth or the justice system's perception of truth, which...
Because I always, I like to give the victim my belief, I guess you could say. But then at the same time, I've been lied on. So I like to give the accused, if there's not, like, very obvious, like, it's on tape type situation, I like to give them some belief too, because I've been on that end of the spectrum as well, where I'm being accused of something and you just bold-faced lying on me. And nobody believes you until it comes out, and then people still say that you're lying.
Yeah, because the truth is, not everybody has the best intentions. We're not in a world full of people who have the best intentions.
Correct.
It may not even be about intentions. They just ain't good people.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. Don't care about you. Want to take you down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's something to, that's part of it too.
Yeah.
So Ari Fletcher.
Who's that?
You don't know her?
Yeah.
She talked about postpartum. I thought that was good. No.
No, in my head I was like, she has a baby, but yeah, she has a baby by G Herbo. I don't even know how you say it. I be trying to keep up with these celebrities. I don't be knowing, but Ari, that's who dates Moneybag Yo, right? Yeah, I think that's her last name. I think it's Fletcher. It's not that many names Ari's.
Yeah,
so what did she say about postpartum? So she just So she just talked about it. All right.
I read the headline.
Well, and I think too, to be fair, a lot of times we don't really need the details. We just need the topic.
Yeah, I just thought that was good. I was just like, okay, girl, you better get that out there.
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to keep all these people straight. She has a little boy, and he should be like toddler.
Yeah, he looked like a toddler in the picture.
Like toddler-esque or whatever. I mean, I feel like postpartum is something that is very, I'm not going to say very, but it's definitely getting pushed to the forefront.
Yeah, we're more aware of it now. I remember back in the day, there was a Tyler Perry show. I think it was the one, the Loving the Pains.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady on there was going through postpartum, and that was the first time that I had really seen it play out as good as it could have in a show. And I was just like, that was good. And so I think it continues to get as much light as it can. Hopefully it continues to get more light, because I think we're dealing with heavy emotions on an everyday basis, and it doesn't get all of the shine that it needs. Like, we're going to the doctor for blood pressure and brokenness, fractured this, but I don't know if we're assessing or accessing mental health therapists and practitioners as much as we are or should.
Well, I think childbirth as a whole definitely needs a lot more light shined on it. You just manufactured a whole human,
which I thought was, like, generally speaking, until I hit this past 2 or 3 years, I thought, generally speaking, childbearing was a normal thing where people just had babies.
Well, I think because we just get so used to people just having babies,
right? But
because their body can,
yeah,
and we don't see the struggles. Right. And then, I mean, as a woman who cannot have kids and has serious health issues, childbirth is dangerous. It is one of the most dangerous things a woman can do, because your body is literally manufacturing a whole human being for 9 months at most 9-10 months, because I read that you're actually pregnant for 10 months. But anyway, and so then you have this baby, and I think people think, oh, you had a baby and your body just goes back to It takes like a year and a half just for your body to heal itself from manufacturing this baby and giving birth. That is a traumatic event on the body. A lot of my friends who have kids say that they never felt the same after. They still have
that's huge.
Weak bladders, their hair fell out, and they still struggle with it, and their kid is like 5'6". A lot of them say that they have enormous back pain. I didn't know that having a child could break your tailbone. What kind of shit is that? Couldn't do it. But your hormones are all out of whack. It's a lot.
It's hard. Like, I have a close family member. We see them quite often going through some struggles with childbearing. It's completely heartbreaking.
It is.
And I'm just at a loss for words. Like, generally speaking, when someone's just extremely hurting, I'm not even trying to give you words to overcome. Like, that's not my job. I'm just kind of there to give you whatever you need from me. But like, the amount of hurt I just can't take away. It is heartbreaking.
It is.
It is heartbreaking. And I have so many friends, and I don't know if it's because of the science that we have now, but most of my friends are having issues. with having children. And it's just like it's just I was like, oh my God, I did not know it was like this. Even for me and Pat, I was like, I thought we would be able to have like adopt a kid real easy. And I'm like, oh no. Oh, you can't even do that as easy as people think. Right. Right. And so it's just, but for the ladies out there going through this mental health trauma of not being able, and then sometimes you end up pregnant and go through the joys of having a kid, and you have these baby showers and family members are calling you and they're like, oh, what the baby doing? And is he kicking? And then to find out, okay, well, I can't have this baby, or the baby passed away, or it's going to be still, it's heartbreaking.
It is.
And I can't imagine being inside the house because I'm on the outside.
Right.
I'm at the window
down the street.
Yeah, I'm at the window like, baby, you okay? I can't imagine what it's like to be in the house.
And I think especially, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm excluding anybody, but like with heterosexual couples, because I mean, they can have sex with each other and produce a baby. There's a lot of tension. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure.
Because it's one, whose fault is it?
I expected this. Whether it's said or not, you get married with the general intent to have kids, build a family, and so that expectation is there. But when it doesn't happen, what happens to the expectation? Because that's still there.
Because I still want
that's still something that you want,
and I don't want to adopt a baby. I don't want to foster a baby. I want to make our own baby organically. I don't want science intervention. Because some people are weird about that. Like they're weird about like going and doing in vitro or whatever, because they feel like, oh, they playing with the molecules. Like, okay. And you have that right. But a lot of people are just like, a baby is a non-negotiable. And that's why I think that it is important when you're dating somebody and you see it heading, you need to have those hard conversations. What if we never become parents? What if I can't produce? What if you can't produce? Are you okay with adopting? Are you okay with not being? That's a conversation I have to have when I'm dating somebody, because on top of the fact that I can't have kids, even if I could, I don't want none. And people look at you like, well, you're a woman, you should. No, I'm a woman. I don't have to be a mother. I'm a bomb ass aunt. But people may say that they're okay with it because maybe they don't want a baby right then, but then they wake up one day and they want to be a parent. Now what? So there's a lot that goes into it, and then you have to get that baby safely here, and then now your body is all out of whack.
Or you may not have made it safely.
You might not have made it safely.
And so,
which is something that we're seeing a lot of. Healthy women going into labor and not coming out of it. I know Serena Williams talks about
higher with African American women.
Because when you go to the doctor and you tell them something feels funny, they be like, "Oh, you okay?" Because of them still having certain prejudices in medicine, and certain discriminatory practices of Black people don't feel pain, have a higher pain tolerance than anybody else, have thicker skin, that they don't need as much oxygen because their noses are bigger. And these are all things that came out of, I think it's the University of Virginia in 2016. Like, I can't remember what I was doing in 2016. That was not that long ago. And these were people that were actually going to school to practice medicine. And they held these thoughts. So when you go and tell them, I'm having a lot of pain, they think, well, one, she's not having as much pain as she said, because Black people can withstand a lot more pain. And I'm not going to check on her. I'm not going to thoroughly check her. I'm not going to medicate her because they don't need as much. And now we're having these Black women who are dying in childbirth at a way higher rate. Black women with health care. We're not talking about you didn't have any health care your whole time. We're talking about Black women who had health care the whole time. Access to resources, perfectly healthy, no underlying health conditions. So it's just a lot.
It's a lot. And you brought up a good point. Like when people be like, so you don't want kids, but you're a woman. Like, y'all stop. Y'all, like the conversation about whether somebody wants to have a kid, what's their future plans regarding that. I just think that's a really sensitive subject that we don't understand that. And so, coming from someone who has friends who are experiencing that, just give them some space. Maybe ask that in a more intimate setting when y'all one on one and y'all built that up. But to be asking them that at the dinner table about why you ain't had no kids or you don't want, like that is, I just think that's a boundary that should not be set.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, that's just weird. Like, my best friend, one of my best friends actually posted that she was like not having a good day or like moody or something. And this was like within the last 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
That she was like moody or something like that. And everybody started talking about her being pregnant. And I've told her several times, like, it really pisses me off. And part of me be like, I want you to check them. But that's not. That's not my place to tell her that. But I just think it's because how do you know that she's not struggling with infertility? Yeah. And here you all in the comments. It's just tacky to me. It's so tacky. She even said, she was like, I can't just have a bad day.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was just disgusted because these be the same people that post these memes of not asking women about when they're having a child. Mm-hmm. And my thing is you gonna help me watch the baby when it get here? No, you are not. No, you are not. You're not going to help me do anything. You just want me to have a baby because you think I am a woman and that's what I should do. A bitch know not to ask me. Even if everything was capable and working, you know not to ask me. Don't ask me nothing about my personal business, especially on Facebook. But yeah, so the topic of motherhood and postpartum and maternal health is just but I'm so happy that it's coming to the forefront. We're starting to get more information. More people are talking about their struggles. And I know that like a lot of celebrities, like I know Serena Williams talking about her struggles with her baby. Because I think she was Beyonce, Kim K, some other people.
Yeah, because it's heartbreaking.
It is. It's a mess. So,
well, on the lighter side of things, K. Michelle, she's doing okay. She's making it. That's the best transition I had.
Now, why would you do that?
Cause
what was the lighter note?
Okay, because the lighter note is that
that's how we got to talk about gaslighting.
Exactly.
Okay.
I figured you was good. Yeah, but because K. Michelle, she's had some ups and downs with her body. She's finally getting to a place to where she is working on things. Mm-hmm. She's had maybe 2 reconstructive surgeries.
I thought she said like 10. Maybe I'll make that.
Okay. Well, 2 are 10. We're gonna say 2-10. And so the reason why we're talking about it is because she was doing a little twerking, a little black, little something, and there was a little bloop bloop came out the back. And
I don't know what happened there. I don't know exactly like what happened. I was confused as to was it like a garment? Was it extra skin? I don't know. But then she goes into this long montage, making everybody else try to feel bad about her body stuff. I mean, it was 10 pages on Instagram. Literally, like me and Jordan just kept looking.
Like it was pretty long.
It was a lot. And she goes into this long montage, basically blaming everybody and trying to make people feel bad for talking about her. And I get it. Like, it was something unexpected. It happened on live. Blase. But like I told Jordan when we were watching it, I said, you didn't assess this situation before you got on live, dancing and twerking, and you can't make people feel bad because they saw something questionable and they mentioned it. Like, I mean...
Yeah, but I live in a fantasy world where I want it to be all peaches and creams and rainbows and butterflies. And so I wish we did live in a world where people would see that and not have to get on her so hard and joke about it and laugh about it and give her the space that she needs to heal. But the internet ain't for that. Like, maybe your friends, your family members, people who love you, care for you, they will give you that space. You don't hold that space for everybody.
Well, and I think when you get to getting online talking about you have 14 stitches down your back and an open wound, and it makes people question, like, well, why are you on live twerking? or whatever that was she was doing.
Nah, I ain't got no.
You know, like it's like, oh, okay, but you on here doing this, and people are wanting to talk. And I think too, nobody was talking about like her medical issues, which is what she tried to flip it into.
Right.
You're talking about my medical
making
issues.
it a bigger issue.
People
than
thought
it
was a booty pad, and it had slipped.
Which that happens. I mean, I squat, so
I don't wear them, so. But
squat
people thought it was like a booty pad, and I mean, it would be the equivalent of somebody's wig fell off. Maybe you shouldn't laugh, like whatever, but people are going to.
Ooh, I laugh when the wigs come off, though, girl. Especially depending on the braids underneath. Ooh, it'd be funny.
Yeah, okay, I mean, you know, I just thought we live in a world where people want you to be perfect, and I mean, some stuff is just funny, and nobody knew it was a personal. Well, nobody knew that was a body part.
Yeah, that was your journey that you were on, like. You know, but we forget. We're talking about politics and blah, 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 and what else happened. Like, to be constantly aware of everybody's struggles at all times is difficult.
It is.
Coming from a counselor.
Yeah, it definitely is. So, I mean, that was bad. That's how we got on gaslighting.
Yeah.
Because what she did was she gaslit everybody. Probably coming from a hurt place, coming from embarrassment. Mm-hmm. But it was still gaslighting, whereas me, I wouldn't have addressed it.
Yeah, we've talked about that. That's just kind of like the way to go. Like, Beyonce does that the best. She'd be like, whatever. I'm off on my next yacht.
I mean, honestly, the only time she addressed it was when there was elevator footage. And she addressed it in a song, and it was lit.
Boom.
Like, because it was like, well, we could see that one be. Like, we saw it. Mm-hmm.
And
I wouldn't address it.
We wouldn't have been surprised if she never said anything about it.
Yeah, because she never does. Yeah. I think that's just kind of the best way. We don't have to put every struggle on a spectacle, because then it gives people a greater lens to look at us and critique. So, you know, what do I know?
All right, so my last thing for this week, because I know we had a lot this week, but y'all, I was on it, okay? Looking at it, writing it in my little brandy journal.
I'm going to get me one.
Yeah, it's cute too. Like, I got it from my mom. Cute. Okay, so my last one is okay, we just gonna go with Benzino's daughter, whose name on Facebook is COILERAY.
COI.
LE. RAY.
Corduroy. Okay.
Oh.
Corduroy.
That can't be it.
Right? Corduroy?
No. Whatever. Okay, so she is, it's a whole thing on the Shade Room. Looked it up real quick. Beefing with her dad, something about finances when she was 9 years old wasn't there, and she's kind of upset with him about that. He came back at her and was like, no, you've lived in mansions, you've had this fabulous life, you shouldn't be saying this. And so the only thing that I wanted to bring up was I read a recent article, I think maybe CNN or somebody wrote about it. And they were saying that the amount of disengaged or disenfranchised families is increasing because now younger generations don't feel as much of an obligation to older parents, especially when it comes to issues of sexuality, issues of religious tolerance, different things like that. And I just thought that was so interesting. And so what it was written from a therapist's point of view, who he's giving therapy to the older adults about how to reconnect because he had experienced a separation with his daughter. Okay. And so I find that really interesting because I know that I had to learn early that no one's going to live my life but me. And as much as I love my family, as much as I love my loved ones, if you can't support me in my life, that can't stop me from living it. So I have to say goodbye. I have to say maybe talk to you later, TTYL. But I can't stop my life based on what you believe.
Correct.
And so so apparently I'm not the only one in this. This is a thing that we're coming to, I guess people are feeling more free are getting more freedom from their parents and their cultural beliefs that their parents had held. And I think it's a hard situation for our parents to be in. I do think that it's something to be discussed because we have to get to a point to where we can openly discuss it, or we don't even have to, but it would be nice,
right?
To.
If we can.
But a lot of our parents are under the notion that what I say goes for you and your family for the rest of your life, and that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just thought that was interesting. And I'm not saying that Corla Ray is right or wrong because I don't know. But I just thought that was very interesting that I seen that. And yeah, that's all I got.
Ew. Yeah, look at you.
Right?
I mean, I think that's something that I think as time goes on, I think generations are just getting they just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just don't care. They don't care who see it. They just don't care. And I think we can probably identify from like an LGBT standpoint.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and I'm like that. My parents have 2 queer kids, and they only have 2 kids. So, for me, I'm very in your face, very, I'm gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't. My brother is very not secretive, but he's just very to himself. Like, he doesn't feel the need to share anything with anybody. And so, like, I just don't care what my parents think when it comes to my sexuality. I mean, like, you don't have to sleep with them. I do. And if that's something that you can't be my parent no more about, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah. And
I will always respect my parents. So that means that if it gets to a point that I feel like I can't respect you, well, I guess we just gonna have to go our separate ways.
And it's a difficult place to be. But I feel like it's a necessary decision that you have to make for your mental health. I can imagine what my life would be like if I had to live in the shell of an existence because my family is a traditional Southern family from East Texas Bible Belt, and we follow the 10 Commandments. And so I'm often in a very vulnerable place when it comes to my dad's side of the family because some of them accept it and some of them don't. My grandmother, who I love dearly, is one of the best persons to walk this earth in my eyes. Doesn't agree with it and said, "Oh, it's not allowed here." And I respect that, but I can't exist in that space.
Correct.
And and my dad's somewhat similar in that thinking, and so I respect it, but we just can't have that close relationship because this is the life that I live. And if you can't love me enough to accept that, that's fine. But I'm not coming down for Thanksgiving.
Correct.
I'll send you love from a text message.
Happy Turkey Day.
And that's that. And so I'm not saying it has been easy for me. There are moments and times. My uncle passed away recently due to COVID. And it came up again. Jordan, do you go? I talked to my mama. I was just like, do you go? What do you do? And I was just like, well, I love my Uncle Big Cat. He's very special to me. He's the reason why I listen to old school music in a caddy. Straight up. I can celebrate him and remember him in my own way. But I don't have to go and sit anywhere where I'm not accepted. Wow, you can accept somebody who does drugs. You can accept somebody who has sex out of marriage. You can have, you can accept all of those things, but you can't accept me, and that's cool. You hold that space. But for me, I'm somewhere else. I don't need that.
I mean, and I think that that's something that you definitely have to find peace within yourself. I've met several adult people, and especially when I moved to Dallas, Fort Worth, whatever, who were like, yeah, I feel like I'm gay. What you mean you feel like you're gay? You're 35. You either, like, you are or you aren't. Which one is it? Well, I never explored it because my mom is gonna disown me or my dad's gonna disown me. Or I've explored it and I love a certain woman, I love a certain man, but I know that my grandma's not gonna let me come to Christmas no more. So I can't love this person. And I feel really bad for them.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for them. A lot of people have mental health issues because they are living as somebody that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when it comes to LGBT, we see that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
We see that a lot because, I mean, to be honest, people would rather you be a rapist and a murderer than to be gay. I remember on Facebook one time, one of my friends was like, would you rather your son grow up to be gay or a murderer? And she was like, a murderer. And I was like, this bitch got to be deleted.
Golly.
I was like, she got to go. Because what is that? Like, what is it? So I was like, she got to go. But a lot of people just live in this shell of a person that they are not.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to keep up appearances. And that, my dear, is exhausting. I can't imagine going to sleeping with somebody I don't want to sleep with every day to please my mama. My mama better sleep with them. Because I'm not.
Yeah.
But people do it.
And they do it on so many different subjects, so many different
Mm-hmm.
things. It's not just LGBTQ. Like, I know I watch my mom come out of her shell every day. Because the older that she's gotten, the more free she is. And she's like, that don't matter. What people think don't matter.
Yes.
I'm not tied to that anymore. So she's just out there living.
Come on, I'm not tied to it.
She's just out there living her life. She said something about some crystals. I say, oh, so you really my sister. Like, we really are into the same things, but I never knew because you were so tied to your cultural upbringing.
These ideologies that we're told we have to follow. Right.
But now that I talk to you and you out there living your life and you're exploring what's new, you traveling, honey, and you catching these flights. It's
Come on, flights.
Oh, I really am of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we started out talking about why we're doing this, and I talked about taking up space. That's what taking up space is. That means you are living the life you want to live in, the body that you want to be in, being exactly who you want to be. That's all it takes.
You'll find life is a lot easier when you ain't pretending to be somebody else. And I ain't telling you just go get disowned and just whatever. I ain't telling you all that now. If it's unsafe for you to live a certain way, please don't be out here just doing whatever that do that on your own accord. But I think when you realize that you truly are the only person that you need to satisfy, life just looks a little different. I just think it looks a little different. And you'll get your own tribe. You'll get a tribe of people that accept you, love you for who you are. I have found that a lot of my friends who, and not to keep going back to LGBT, but that's something that we identify with. A lot of my friends who were disowned by their parents have gotten me second set of parents out of nowhere. Like, life has blessed them with a second set of parents. And it's just funny how life does that for you, how, things just kind of fall in place. And not that it replaces their parents, but it gives them that fulfillment. Yeah. Because parents are important. Lord knows I call my mama 30 times a day for every little thing. So you need that place marker, but that doesn't mean that your parent is the only person that can fulfill that for you. You just love them from a distance, and you have to live for you. You only get one time to do this way.
I had a professor, Dr. Brown, Prairie A&M University. Shout out PV, okay? She told me, because like me not having my dad, I just thought that dictated the way that my life had turned out, the reason why I was gay, blah. Like I used that as a crutch for so many things that I was doing when I really needed to be accountable for my actions. It wasn't about my dad not being there, because what she said was, if you needed your dad to become who you are today, you would have had him. But you didn't need him.
Correct.
Everything you need to become the best, the brightest, the fullest version of yourself you have right now. If they're not there, then apparently you don't need them. And the people that you do need, they come.
Yeah.
Like those parents.
Mm-hmm.
They show up.
Yeah.
And so I get it's not hard. I'm not diminishing or making it light.
Yeah.
That
we didn't say it was easy.
Right. But what I'm saying is you can become the bright star that you're meant to be without whomever.
Correct.
You don't have to have it.
Correct.
The only person you have to have is you.
Ooh,
Drop the mic. It was. This is a
beautiful episode.
Yeah, we
it was long, so I don't know how many seconds it is.
Yeah, the sun went down and everything. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna end it with this. So the person who needs to mind their business for me is Donald J. Trump. Recently, he hinted toward a second presidential run. He was saying that they're gonna.
I saw that.
Yeah, and so it's not gonna be long. It's very simple. Mr. Trump, don't. We've had enough of the bigotry. We've had enough of the ups and downs. We need unity. We need open communication. And we need to have an open dialogue about how we need to move forward and heal from your presidential term instead of allowing you to have another one because you done earned term. and maybe it's for the best that you did earn term and stuff, but we don't need you digging up old things and anything like that. Closes the brandy book. So that's the person for me.
I just always forget that we do it like this.
Yeah. Which is good. It's always
the person that I just feel like if I say the sentence, it'll come. The person for me that needs to mind their business. I don't really have one.
Okay,
because I didn't think about it.
Because maybe everybody is minding their business, right?
It was just kind of quiet.
Yeah,
I think for me, I was just floating the past week. That I really didn't even. If I saw something negative, I just cut it off.
Yeah.
I just scrolled past it. So next week, y'all, I'm making a promise to y'all. I'm gonna have my people together, and they're gonna be good people.
Good people.
Just not this week.
All right. Well, okay. So look, y'all. We can talk about everybody's business in the streets all day, every day. In fact, we've proved that because we are on episode 8. But if you want to hear something from us, our perception or what we think or what maybe a counselor may say on a subject,
right?
You can definitely email us, send us a quick, long, short question, however you want to format it, to mindyourbusinesspodcast1@gmail.com. Also, if you're listening, can you please share it, rate it, review it, and kind of get the word out there because
we can't grow without you.
Yeah, y'all are the driving force behind it, and so, yeah, we love y'all. We're grateful for y'all. I think that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all I have as well.
All right.
This has been a good episode.
Okay, peace
all
out,
right,
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.